All right, let's unpack something that feels, well, almost absurdly simple but isn't. Bringing your lunch to work. You
Right.
pack it carefully, you pop it in the office fridge thinking, great, lunch is sorted, and then poof, gone.
It sounds minor, maybe, but it really isn't, is it? It's this weird little violation that can actually tell you a lot.
Totally. And that's what we're doing today. A deep dive into this surprisingly sticky world of office fridge politics, or maybe the lack thereof.
Exactly. We're looking at a story that really took off on Reddit from the AmItheAsshole forum, actually.
Yes, always a good source for these kinds of human dynamic puzzles.
Definitely.
So our mission here isn't just, who was right or wrong in this specific case.
No, we want to dig into the unspoken rules, the psychology behind it when someone takes your stuff in a shared space like work. What does it say about trust?
And our main source is that Reddit discussion, all those real reactions and takes. It's fascinating stuff.
Okay, so let's lay out the basic problem. The original poster, OP, he's a 34-year-old guy, small office, maybe 10 people.
Yeah, something like that. And one communal fridge.
Right. And over just 1 month, his entire homemade lunch got stolen. 5 times.
5! Wow, not just a snack, the whole meal. That's aggravating.
Aggravating, expensive, you name it. Imagine planning your meal, packing it up.
And then nothing. Just an empty spot in the fridge and a rumbling stomach.
So naturally, he tried to deal with it, but, quietly at first.
Like mentioning in the group chat.
Yeah, a couple of times. Things like, hey, someone's been taking my lunches. Could you please stop, polite?
And the response, let me guess, crickets? Or maybe some vague sympathy?
Pretty much bang on. He got the, that sucks, or some people are just the worst kind of thing.
Helpful.
Exactly. No one owned up. No one really seemed to care enough to, investigate. And the lunches kept disappearing.
So it's not just the theft itself, it's the feeling of being ignored, maybe, and the disruption.
Absolutely. It cost him money, time, and just threw off his day. He's hungry. He's frustrated. It's a real breakdown of, basic office courtesy.
Okay, so group chats didn't work. What did he do next? This is where it gets interesting, right?
This is where he took action. He bought himself a mini fridge.
Smart. Under his desk.
Yep, right under his desk. And then, just for, as he put it, extra peace of mind, he put a little lock on it.
Okay. Seems perfectly reasonable given the circumstances. And problem solved.
Problem solved. The lunch theft stopped immediately. End of story. Nope.
Here comes the twist.
You got it.
You.
Instead of everyone just moving on, he gets confronted by a coworker, Dana, 29.
Confronted
Yeah.
for locking up his own fridge with his own food.
Yeah. She apparently told him his actions were weird and selfish.
Weird and selfish.
And that he was making himself look paranoid. And get this, that he wasn't being part of the team.
Hold on. Locking your stolen lunch makes you not part of the team. That logic is something else.
It's pretty out there. And her suggestion for what he should have done is even wilder.
Oh, I need to hear this.
She actually suggested he should have just brought stuff he wouldn't care about losing, like snacks or microwave meals, if he was so worried.
Wait, what? So,
Okay.
his responsibility was to bring worse food so the thief wouldn't mind stealing that instead.
Basically, yes. Accommodate the thief. Don't, stop the theft by securing your property. Make it easier for them.
That is truly bizarre reasoning. It's almost blaming the victim.
Almost. I'd say it's textbook. And it didn't stop with Dana.
Oh no, the others piled on.
Some of them, yeah. With these little passive-aggressive digs.
Think what?
Things like, oh, better hide your lunch, OP might lock it up, or we get it, you're special. That kind of stuff.
So they made him feel like the odd one out, the weirdo, just for protecting his food after it was repeatedly stolen.
Exactly. It's classic gaslighting, right?
Yeah.
Making him question if he was the unreasonable one.
Which is crazy. He had a problem. He found a direct, non-confrontational solution that affected no one else, and he's the bad guy.
That's how they made him feel. So, understandably, he took it to Reddit. Am I the asshole?
And the internet hive mind delivered its verdict.
Oh, absolutely. And it was a landslide, NTA.
Yeah.
Not the asshole. People were firmly on his side.
I'm not surprised. But what did they make of Dana's reaction? Because that just screams guilt, doesn't it?
That was the immediate takeaway for so many commenters. You know the saying, a hit dog will holler.
Right. Her defensiveness seemed way out of proportion unless she had a stake in it.
Precisely. People were like, why does she care so much about his fridge? Unless, maybe, she was suddenly missing her free lunch source.
The hangry theory. Makes sense.
It does. And the irony of her accusing him of not being a team player.
Yeah, who's undermining the team more? The guy securing his lunch or the person stealing from colleagues?
It's pretty clear cut, isn't it?
Yeah.
And her suggestion about bringing crap food just added fuel to the fire.
Because it implies she, or whoever the thief was, felt entitled to his food anyway.
That's how many read it. Like, okay, fine, lock up the good stuff, but at least leave something I can take. It's baffling entitlement.
As people asked, why does she even care where his food is unless she expected access? It's his lunch.
Exactly. Her logic just completely falls apart under scrutiny.
But did people think it was only Dana? What about the others chiming in?
That was another interesting thread. Some suggested maybe it wasn't just her, or that others knew who it was and were, like, covering.
The passive-aggressive comments suggest maybe a wider cultural issue in that small office.
Could be. Maybe a sort of enabling environment where someone thought, it's just lunch, and others tacitly agreed or looked the other way. Or maybe multiple people felt entitled.
Okay, so the Reddit verdict points strongly at Dana, maybe with some complicit colleagues. But stepping back, what does this whole mess really teach us about, work life?
Well, it really highlights how something seemingly small, like a stolen sandwich, isn't small at all in terms of workplace dynamics. It's about basic respect, boundaries, trust.
Yeah, the foundations, really. And when those get chipped away.
It affects everything. Morale, communication, collaboration. You can't have a healthy team environment if people are literally stealing from each other.
And that gaslighting element we talked about is crucial too, making the victim feel wrong.
Definitely. The comment section was full of people pointing that out, how Dana and others tried to flip the script on the OP. It raises real questions about, what is a hostile work environment? When does management need to step in?
Right. Should they have intervened earlier? Or is a locked mini fridge where the buck stops?
It's a tough line. But repeated theft, passive aggression. It feels like someone should have addressed the underlying lack of respect.
And the point about the food itself is important too. It's not just any food sometimes.
Exactly. People mention that. Maybe it was special diet food, maybe medically necessary, maybe just something someone was really looking forward to. Stealing it isn't just rude. It can genuinely disrupt someone's health or day.
It's not about the monetary value alone. It's the principle, the disruption.
And that whole team spirit argument Dana used, it just rings so hollow.
Yeah, invoking team spirit to justify or excuse theft,
Yeah.
Wow. Is sharing supposed to mean forced, non-consensual sharing of someone's packed lunch?
It's a complete distortion of what teamwork means. Teamwork is built on trust, not on suspicion about who's raiding the fridge.
This story clearly hit a nerve, didn't it? Because people shared their own horror stories.
Oh yeah, the comments were full of them. It's surprisingly common, sadly. Stolen frozen chicken, someone watering down almond milk and still stealing it.
Watering it down first, that's adding insult to injury.
Right. It shows the lengths people go to and the pettiness involved.
And the countermeasures people suggested were creative.
Some are pretty extreme. Ghost peppers in the sandwiches, food dye, putting air tags in the lunchbox.
Wow, ghost peppers. That feels like escalation, but I guess it shows the level of frustration.
It really does. People get pushed to the edge when something so basic, don't take what isn't yours, is constantly ignored.
So ultimately, the OP's locked mini fridge, while maybe looking a bit odd to the culprits,
Was a totally rational, proportionate response to a real problem they refused to solve collaboratively.
he just secured his perimeter when the community failed him. Simple as that.
Pretty much. She drew a boundary, literally.
Okay, so wrapping this up, this whole locked lunch saga, it seems minor, maybe even funny from the outside, but what's the big takeaway for you, for our listeners?
I think it's a reminder that those small things in an office environment often aren't small at all. They're indicators. If basic trust and respect are missing over something like lunch.
What does that say about the bigger picture? About how people handle conflict, responsibility, collaboration on actual work tasks?
Exactly. It makes you wonder about the overall health of that workplace culture. And it really puts a spotlight on responsibility, the individual responsibility, not to steal, obviously, but also collective and managerial responsibility to foster an environment where people don't have to lock up their sandwiches.
Yeah. A good question to ponder. What does the state of your office fridge say about your workplace? Something to think about.